Squelch, 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 squelch.
Welcome back to Squelch, the video game book club. I'm Dano.
I'm Matt at Arms.
I'm Electric Sheep City.
And I'm Storm Rage. And we're here to remind everyone that Dragon Age 2 is a game, and games are, you'll never guess this, supposed to be fun.
What?
That's awesome.
That's impossible.
Mind blown.
Mind
actually.
blown.
Like,
Yeah.
Right?
I am legitimately excited about that. And I'll have to say, very fun this week. And like really quite living up to the pattern of Dragon Age 2, which is a week of, what is this game? And then a week of, this game is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Like, we were not exactly the most positive, but we still enjoyed ourselves last week. I enjoyed myself tremendously. I'm not going to speak for any of the hosts. I enjoyed myself tremendously this week.
I will say last week, enjoy might have been a strong verb.
Yes.
This week, it is accurate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of fantasy The Sims, I feel like, last week, a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's fine. I mean, nothing wrong with Fantasy The Sims. I actually might play Fantasy The Sims. That's just an idea for free there, EA. I know you're listening because we've been critical
Right.
of you. But that one's for free. So if you want to make a Fantasy The Sims, I might be into that.
I mean, it'd just be an expansion pack for like $20, right?
Oh,
That's
it would.
the
Never
way
mind.
Sims
Keep
works.
it. It's not for free. Pay me for that
No.
because it would. I'd have to go and I'd probably have to subscribe to some battle pass. For the
One,
Sims
you'd have
or
to buy
something.
the Sims, whichever version. I think
Sims
it's Sims 5
4,
they're up to
right?
now.
Is that what we're on?
Or 5, whatever. Sims 4, and then you just do the fantasy DLC, which is be like $30.
Probably require you to pay for a subscription as well somehow.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way video games work in 20.
Love you, EA. Love it. I mean, all video games.
Anyway.
Let's be honest. Let's be positive though. This week we're ending Dragon Age 2, so that's what we're doing. Legitimately excited about ending Dragon Age 2 because it's been a really really fun game. So in case you're curious on what we are playing this week, we're playing the Finding Nathaniel quest. If you actually got to play it, On the Loose, No Rest for the Wicked, A Small Problem, Haunted, Closure, Favor and Fault, A New Path, Best Served Cold, and The Last Straw. Essentially, we're just playing till the end of the game. It's going to be fantastic. As a reminder, if you want to play along this last week, we are using the guide written by No Zero. Thank you very much, No Zero, for this guide. It's been extremely helpful. Next week, we are playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Very, very excited about that. I think Sheep's going to get to play this one.
I think so. I think so.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, whose turn is it to not play a game? I think it's Matt's turn because Dano voluntarily chose to not finish
Overdin.
Return of the Overdin. I couldn't play Dragon Age Origins. Sheep couldn't play Dragon Age 2. So, Matt, I think it's got to be your turn to not be able to play a game.
I know, but it looks so much fun, and I'm having.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I started, and I'm already having
Too
fun.
bad.
So too bad. I'm playing.
And in my defense, I also had to buy Dragon Age 2 a second time to play it.
Yeah.
So I had to I had the game on Steam, and then the game on Steam didn't work. And they were like, too bad. We're going to ignore this help ticket for this game that you purchased. Too bad for you. And never, ever respond to it, ever, even though it's been like a month and a half, and they never responded. And instead, you have to just buy it again for full price on the EA game store. So that's what you have to do. So cool. Love that. So great for a game that I purchased. So yeah, no, I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition. All right, so Dragon Age Inquisition. So how this game works, you have a giant war table. On this war table, there are just a whole bunch of little things. There are like little, just like spots to like have flavor text, and you have like you have 3 advisors, and each of those advisors has like a little thing, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, I will go to this thing for an hour of real world time. and then they'll go off and do this thing for an hour, and they come back, and then you get some stuff, or you advance the quest, something like that. Then there's also locations that are freed up using power. You gain power by completing quests on the main map. So you have certain things that open up. So like you open up different locations, you have to spend power. And then also to get to certain parts of the main story, you have to spend power. So for this first week, what we're going to do is gain 4 power to get to the threat remains, which is going to Val Royeaux. So what we're doing this week is 4 power, get to threat remains. You're going to play through the opening part of the game, which is super fun. And then you're going to go to the hinterlands. Don't get bogged down in the hinterlands. It's really easy to get bogged down in the hinterlands. Don't do it. A couple of things you're going to want to do in the hinterlands, though. You're going to want to get the horses from Master Dennet. Otherwise, you don't get to ride horses, and you're going to want a horse. And then also recruit Blackwall. You don't have to recruit him this week, but you're going to want to recruit him in the first couple weeks. He is one of our companions, and he is in the hinterlands. So, yes.
Have a quick question. When you say we get 4 power for the threat remains, do we then play through the threat remains?
Yes. Yep.
And then after the threat remains is stop for a week?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Okay.
So when you play through the threat remains, there will be a quick other story thing that's going to happen pretty quickly there. If you want to play through that as well, you can. But that can also wait until next week if you want. It won't take very long. It's just a fun little thing. I don't want to give too much of it away because that's the fun of playing through a video game. But yeah, so play through the threat remains. And I think this is how we're going to play through the game, is essentially just however you want to get to the main story thing that we're getting to, get there. And then we're going to go back to Tea with Finley, talk about what we did that week. So I killed some rams in the hinterlands. Cool. That's how I got a power.
Rude.
So if you want to go do other things, we can talk about those different things that we did. And then we'll talk about the main story quest for that week, and then we'll do everything else. So I believe that's how we're going to, because it's a true open world game. It's a massive, massive game. It's both Orlais and Ferelden, so you're in both locations, and giant world map and a whole bunch of cool stuff to do. So what I think I'm hoping it will basically work out pretty well, where we can hit the main story every week, and that'll be about 6 or so hours. So that is the hope.
I have a question.
Great.
That is not related to anything we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
If you were to guess right now, how many expansion packs have there been for The Sims 4?
Oh,
how many would you guess?
15.
35.
586.
15.
Dano is closest. 20 expansion packs for The Sims 4.
Because why make a new game when you could just make people buy the same game forever?
Yeah, great question.
Is there a fantasy expansion pack? That's the next question.
There is kind of. It's not a good one, but they add in fairies.
I don't think
you can live like on a nature and you can start a cult. But it's not like true
Okay.
sword and sorcery.
Well,
Okay.
I'm saying Sims 4, the expansion pack, they don't have to be good. It just is themed that way. So it sounds like there is.
Are there
And
seasons
if you
to The
can start a
Sims?
cult, then sounds like it's pretty good to me.
Is there a battle pass?
Is there a battle pass?
No,
and are there
I don't think so.
seasons?
I think it's just expansions.
It's like every
is
3
this
months
gonna
do
be
you
a
have like a Sims reset, and then you have to like start over with your Sims all over again.
It's a new season.
Is this
Welcome
this
to
week?
Squelch, the Sims 4
this season's the
podcast.
season of school starting. Like what is?
Man, I hit Diamond 3 last season in The Sims 4. Diamond 3. I got so close.
I tell you what, but like just hitting legend anymore in Sims 4 just isn't the same since they changed like the ladder. It used to be like, actually difficult and fun, and now just anybody can hit it. That was a
What is the
Hearthstone
Sims 4
joke,
meta?
in case everyone was
Yeah. What's the
curious.
meta in Sims 4? That's what,
What is the meta in Sims 4? Anyway,
I think we
Go ahead.
have done a classic squelch bit, which is we took one fun concept and beat it 5 more times than was necessary.
Yes.
And now we just don't know how to pivot out of it properly. And so, Dano, I am going to usher towards you so we can scoop out of this bit.
I was actually about to go then remember, don't get bogged down in the hinterland. So I was pivoting out of it.
Great.
When you did
Great,
bring up
great.
that we did the squelch thing, which was take a fun thing and make it more fun.
So you're,
obviously.
Exactly.
So you're saying don't play Sims 4 or get bogged down in the.
I'm not saying anything about Sims 4. You live your own life. That's I mean your own Sims 4
I mean,
life.
maybe that's what I'll just do. I'll just play Sims 4 while you play Dragon Age Inquisition.
So you have fun with that, Matt.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Thank you very much to our
Thank.
Okay, fine.
Used to be bigger.
Oh, you can't. No. We don't go up 2 points. That's how that works. But thank you, patrons and Twitch subs. Your support keeps the podcast ticking. If you want to support the show, you can head over to twitch.tv/DanoPlay or patreon.com/squelch. This week on After Dork, we are going to be talking about football. And I think Storm Rage's college's football team beating some other poor college football team to the point where no one wants to play college football anymore. Is that an accurate statement? Okay, good. Cool. All right.
In the
Abandoned
land.
program after that game.
I'm looking forward to that very much. The other, we'll talk about what I want to talk about next week, so don't worry. That is on the way. No, I'm going to take away your right to...
Listener, they're having
this
a
one's
fight
a real
in the
page-turner.
talk about the size of text.
One of us is recording the podcast, the other one's playing around with font sizes.
Look, I only
And it's
talk
not me this
roughly
time.
a quarter of the time. I've got 75% of the time where I can just mess with Dano, and it's great.
Can confirm.
All right. One last time, our cast of characters. We're playing Hawk. Hawk's the protagonist. Hawk is awesome. Our sister Bethany Hawk is a Circle Mage, a Grey Warden, or she's dead. Our brother Carver Hawk is a Templar, a Grey Warden, or he is dead. We have a dog. You have to summon him. Aveline is the captain of the guard. She's pretty great. Varric is a dwarf rogue with a crossbow named Bianca, and he is fantastic. Anders owns a clinic in the slums of Darktown, and that sounds like he's a good kind of guy, right? Nope. Fenris is a former slave with Lyrium tattooed onto his body. He hates mages, is cranky all the time, and maybe is the good guy in the party. Isabella, she's a pirate. She stole a thing which started a war. Meryl is a Danish elf who dabbles in blood magic and has a friend who's a demon. And then we have Sebastian, who is a little dull, but also probably the only other decent person in our party. He is a Chantry cleric who is also part of the former ruling family of Starkhaven. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. I mean, our party really is. They're just kind of all bad people. I kind of love them for it.
Yeah. They're kind of fun.
Let's just see what happens. We have a long year ahead of us.
Matt, I thought you said you got to the Finding Nathaniel quest.
I didn't find it. I didn't get Nathaniel. Sorry.
I was
It's
supposed to,
fine.
but
It's
it
okay.
bugged out. So, but tell us about this quest.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get this quest. I don't think. Did anybody else get this quest?
I did.
Oh, Storm Rage
Okay,
did.
cool.
Oh, I got the wrong person. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right.
Matt.
So I the main suggestion on this, if you're doing this at home, is bring Anders, because there's a connection to Anders from Dragon Age Awakenings with Nathaniel.
There's a line where Nathaniel's like, Anders? And Anders is like, Nathaniel? That's it.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
See,
Hey,
you don't get that dialogue if you don't bring Anders.
remember
That's
when
true.
we
And
saved a city from talking Darkspawn? Kind of busy. Same.
Yeah.
Anders, Nathaniel.
Right. So
It's all subtext.
so there's a lady named Delilah hanging out near the Chantry, and we go up to her and say, "Hey there, Delilah," and then she says "Hey, help go find my brother Nathaniel, who's in the Deep Roads." So we're like, "Sure." We go to the Deep Roads, and we find Nathaniel, and oh my goodness, shocker, he's fighting a bunch of Darkspawn, because that's what you do in the Deep Roads. So we join in, killed a bunch of Darkspawn, and he comes talk to us. He tells us that the Deep Roads expedition is not going that well. He's separated from the Wardens, and the first Warden's down there because Hawk and company went down deeper than they thought was possible, so that's why they're down there. And they also got the information from Bertrand, which, like, while he was apparently insane, I guess, before we killed him sometime in Act 2, he gave this information to them. Somebody who did this quest should know this.
I didn't kill him.
I am busy attempting to write a Hey There Delilah parody involving the characters from Dragon Age and failing dramatically. So I have not listened to anything you've said for the last 30 seconds.
No, I tried
there,
really
What's it
hard.
like in the Brazilian forest?
Look how easy that was.
Right?
So
sounds
like we just had to go and fight with Nathaniel in the Deep Roads. Maybe I just didn't get this quest because I didn't talk to the lady. So maybe that one's on me. And I was supposed to.
Talked to the lady. The lady was there. The Deep Roads never opened up. So I'm like, whatever. I never got this quest.
Funny.
So it's not going well. So Bertrand gave him the location of the theg that they're digging in, and so we look around for more, and we find some guy named Temerin Glovenac. I don't know.
That's a good
name. It's a really
name.
terrible name.
That's a good name.
It's a good name. And he has the bright idea by using like explosive to blow up the Darkspawn, which honestly, it's not a terrible idea. So there's a big battle with a bunch of Darkspawn, and you can use the explosive to your advantage to blow up the Darkspawn, and then you win, and then you leave, and the quest is over. That sounds like what.
Is that the same dwarf that you find in Dragon Age Awakening?
I think so. I don't know.
That does all the blowing up stuff. Doesn't look like it is. Nope. Different quest.
No.
Different guy. Too bad. He was a fun guy.
Yeah.
All right.
So
cool.
so you win, and the quest is over, and then you move on with your life.
I'm sorry, I missed Nathaniel. I liked Nathaniel. He was a fun character. I enjoyed him immensely. So I have the next character on the loose. Knight Commander Meredith wants to prove to us that all mages are awful and are scum and need to be under her boot. And she's like, hey, so here are 3 mages that have gone and disappeared. I want you to go find them. And you're going to find out that they're terrible and I'm right and perfect and you're dumb. And it's like, okay, cool. So we go hunting for some mages. And the first mage we come across was out looking for his wife. So we find his wife during the day, and she's like, my husband came back, but he has changed. He is obsessed with the glory of the Danish elves, and you have to protect me. And you're like, we will definitely protect you. We will be here and protect you. And so we go, and we're there at night waiting for her husband to come back, and he does. And then we stand around while he goes up to her and just stabs her. And I'm like, we said we'd protect her. Then we didn't. And then he's like, look at the power of blood magic. I'm so awesome. I love you so much. And I prove this by killing you. He was insane. And so we have to kill him. So that was cool. Love that for him. The second mage we're looking for was Ferelden, member of the Ferelden circle. And she had picked up a bunch of kids along the way and kind of like Mother Goose them up to Kirkwall and protected them, and then went back to the Chantry and was like, hey, we need to help these kids. And they're like, nope. And you're a dirty, rotten, awful, miserable, terrible mage. And so you can't help the kids. And so the kids have been living on the street. And then you go talk to the kids like, yeah, our this awesome lady who helped us came back, but she's pretty scared. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll go find her and help her. And then we go, and she's using blood magic. Cool. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't summon a demon the first time a little bad thing happens. I'm just saying, wait. I'm there to help. Could you just wait? But no, so she doesn't. And then the kids get all scared of her. And so then we have to put her down as well. And then the third one is at the Hangman. And Storm Rage, could you explain to everybody what the third mage is doing at the Hangman, please?
Yeah, I do have my chorus of Hey There Delilah
okay.
ready to go.
Go ahead, this is a good time for that. Yes, please.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yep.
Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in those dark deep roads? I'm 1,000 miles away, 'cause that seems so dangerous, I'm not gonna fight. Oh no, my fighting days are through. Kirkwall can't kill as well as you. You know it's true. Hey there, Delilah, don't you worry about the ogres, I'm right there, and if you're lonely, give this note another read through, yes you should. Listen to my voice now, I swear it's not a darkspawn, I'm by your side. Oh, it's what the darkspawn did to me. Oh, it's
Yes.
what the darkspawn do to you. You know it's true.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no, that was very, very good. Clap, 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 clap.
So
clap.
so the guys in the bar trying to sing "Hey There, Delilah," right? Is
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, to answer your question, Dano, dude's at the bar, and he's looking to hold hands with someone of a gender or someone that he views as attractive in some way, shape, or form, and maybe hold hands for an extended period of time because he's never done that before,
Mhm.
and he's so bad at asking people to hold hands that he's just failing nonstop. And if you have Isabella with you, you could be like, "Hey, Isabella, you hold hands with a lot of people. Are you wanting to help out him?" And she goes, "No, I've got standards."
So he basically has been going around and telling everyone that he's a blood mage because he thinks it's gonna make him cool. Like he's like, "Hey, I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he says that blood mages are really." So he's been going around. He's like, "I'm actually not a blood mage. So I think it'll make me sound kind of tough." And the ladies like
I'm
someone.
just an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
complete
so
idiot.
he's like, "Hey, now, I'm totally cool and going back to the gallows with you, like totally down. But like that lady over there, could you just give me a few minutes?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure, dude." And so then he comes back, and then we take him back out to the gallows, and he goes back, no problem. You can like say, "Hey, go back," or you can say, "Hey, run away." I said, "Hey, go
Yeah.
back." I'm not sure what you guys said to do, but
I told him to just leave, get out of Dodge.
I also told him to leave because I could see the writing on the wall that if you were a mage and in the gallows, you probably aren't going to last very long after
Yeah.
this.
I don't think he's gonna last very long on his own.
I
No.
mean,
I
he's
think
Orlesian. He's Orlesian. He get away with a French accent and be fine.
Yeah, just send him to Orlais. He'll be fine.
I'll forget about this later, but he was very cranky when I ran into him at the end of the game. He's like, "You said I'd be safe," and I'm like, "Oh."
See, you see,
But
we did the right thing. We did the right thing, Stormy.
Yeah.
what's really fun is so he is Du Lancet, which is like a noble in Kirkwall. And so if you go to his family's house after this quest is done, you will go into the sitting room, and his parents are in there with his friend, and she's like, "Hey, the stork is on its way," and the mom's like, "How would she even know so fast? What are we gonna do?" It's awesome. And she's like all proud of herself. She's like, "I'm part of the family." I enjoyed this one quite a bit. And then we go back to Meredith, and she's like, "Look at how awesome see how right I am." And you're like, "No, they're only this way because you're forcing them to be this way. Like, if you just help the children, she wouldn't have to do that." And that guy who
Yeah.
that first guy, no, he was a dope and had what was coming to him. But the other two,
Yeah.
that's on you. Like,
Yes.
Storm Rage, no rest for the wicked, please.
So, as a brief reminder, Isabella has been on the run from someone this entire time. And every time it feels like she's found them to kind of create some more distance or to end that relationship permanently. It turns out it's not them, or they're able to get away. And so she's like, "Hey, this person I'm looking for, their name is Castilian, and they have a manager, basically, that's here in the Blooming Rose who's being attended to by one of the ladies. And we can break in and be like, 'Hey, I got Isabella for you to take to your boss.'" And Isabella is like, "Oh, but you've betrayed me, Hawk." And we're like, "Yes, We've betrayed you, Isabella. Now leave us a trail so we can follow you to where you're going. And she leaves us a trail, so we had to fight a bunch of things along the way, even though I was very recently assured that after I killed all of the gangs that all the nighttime traveling would be free. Turns out that's never true. And we make our way through to the hideout, where Isabella does a reversal and goes, haha, we were lying to you the entire time. And we find a manifest that implicates Castilian in the slave trade, which, no bueno. No bueno for a lot of different things, especially here in Kirkwall. And then Castilian is like, hey, let's talk. Let's have a deal. Let's make a deal here. And Isabella will say, hey, give me your ship. Stop bugging me. Never come see me again. And I will give you these documents so you can do whatever you want with them. And I won't blame you, and then we'll be square. And then you can either say, Isabella, great plan. I'd love to get a ship, and we can go on ship sail adventures together and smoochy kiss time. Or you could say, actually, this dude sucks. I'm going to kill him. I got a ship through diplomacy and not murder. What did you guys do?
I also let him go, because if you're like, is this a good idea? She's like, yeah, I mean, he's kind of like just one of a bunch of awful bad people. And so like, at least this way we get like a ship out of it. And like, okay, this is a terrible world.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm glad we got a ship.
Matt, how was the fight?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have Isabella.
Oh yeah, because you don't have Isabella.
Yeah. She left me at the end of Act 2, so I haven't had her
I
for
think
a while.
that you left her at the end of Act 2, Matt.
No, she left me.
Yeah.
I gave her everything she wanted. She left.
Yeah, everything she wanted except for friendship.
Yeah, she wanted affection. She wanted to go on adventures with you, and you said no.
Just stay here in the bar and mind your own business while me and my real friends go off and save the city.
I mean, she was happy in the bar. She was fine.
All right, Sheep, you get the next 3. It is a quest line with Varric.
Yeah, and this is pretty much, like you said, a quest line. So pretty much really one
Very much just
longer
one quest.
Yeah. So a small problem. We speak to Varric at the Hanged Man. He sold Barton's mansion in Hightown, sight unseen. But oh no, the new owners believe that the property is haunted.
Because it is.
So it's time to get our ghost adventure on. So Varric thinks that the lyrium idol is still there, and he asks Hawk to, accompany him and investigate the mansion, do our ghost adventures cosplay. So then, in Haunted, we get to their estate in Hightown, and we fight an ethereal golem, and then we fight some shades, and then Hawk finds a piece of the red lyrium idol. And then she can either let Varric keep it, and in which case Bianca gains 3 extra rune slots, or give it to Sandal, which creates the primeval lyrium rune. So we've got a choice there. Finally, in closure, we head back to the Hangman and talk to Varric some more. He thanks Hawk for having his back if the shard was given to Sandal, admitting that he doesn't know what came over him in Barton's estate. If he was allowed to keep the shard, then he'll promise to be careful with it. So he'll be careful. I mean, if I was the one driving this one, then I totally would have given it to Varric, because like Varric is awesome, and making Bianca better it's just like happy, good, fun times. So that's what I'd have done.
That's what I did too. Because I just loaded up a bunch of runes in Bianca, and boy, Varric does a lot of damage.
Was it 3 more rune slots?
I bet.
3 more rune slots for Bianca. It's nuts.
I feel kind of dumb not doing that now.
Yeah.
But no, I was like, everyone who touches this goes insane. You said earlier in the game, Varric, that you had people like studying this around the clock, and they only could study it for like 30 minutes at a time, so they didn't like have voices in their head. So maybe attaching this to your, the thing that you carry around with you everywhere you go all the time is maybe a terrible idea. I mean, can you imagine having a red lyrium weapon? I mean, you might go insane if you did that.
right? But imagine the power. that
Yeah,
you
the
would
power,
wield.
the power. I bet you could do some pretty crazy stuff with that, like make statues
Right.
move. Hey, Matt,
No, that's
talk,
crazy. What
let's
are you
talk
talking
about
about?
favor and fault.
So you go into Aveline's office, and Aveline's talking to some Templar, and he's literally just talking crap. He's like, I heard that you're pretty terrible at your job, and everybody hates you.
It's
And,
basically what he said verbatim.
Yeah, it's like he basically. It's like, I just heard it through the grapevine.
Wow.
I'm just letting you know. Everybody's you're bad at your job, and everybody on the job hates you. So then you go to
Guess you
Aveline,
should just go eat worms.
right? So Hawk then talks to Aveline, and it's like Aveline's a bit upset about this, and understandably, because nobody does. Just all the injuries are down. Everybody loves her. Everything's great. And you're like, yeah, I totally believe you, Aveline. And she's like, no, you don't. You're coming with me on this patrol that Donnick's going on tonight at the docks. So we're going together to prove that I'm not a terrible boss. So you go to the docks at night, and you meet up, and you find Donnick. He's getting ambushed by a bunch of Cardiff thugs and a bunch of basically every bad group that hangs out in the docks. They're all attacking Donnick and his party. So you help clear that out. And then you find out at that point the guards are the ones that pick their patrols. They're the one that says, "Hey, and only the smart ones get to choose the patrols, and as long as nobody gets hurt, everybody's happy." So we go to the gallows to be like, go to the Templar who told Aveline, and he's like, "Well, I understand this, but I heard it from somebody in Darktown, and they're in those patrols, and they're talking crap about you." So you go to Darktown, and we go and ask around, "Hey, who's talking crap about Aveline? Because she's doing a great job." And we find up Brennan, who's another guard, who says their old boss Jevin from Act 1. Remember him?
I did not. No.
I did not either. But this isn't.
I mean, Jevon's a very forgettable name. It's easy to
Yeah.
forget.
So this guy who sucked and lost his job 6 years ago, he's still bitter about it. So we need to go talk to him. So you go talk to him, and then you murder him and his cronies.
You do.
And then you just straight up murder him, and then everybody, and then you go back to the gallows. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I understand you're doing a good job. It's proof you're doing a good job because you totally murdered your predecessor. So obviously you're a good boss." So that was the quest.
Yeah. And it was so we went and talked to I'm blanking on his name. But anyways,
Yeah, it's one of the three
it's Cullen.
what are they?
It's Cullen.
One of the Templars hanging out them together.
Yeah,
that we were talking.
Cullen,
who was,
is
Colin was starting crap and basically
he wasn't starting
Jevin
it. He
killed.
was kind of giving us a heads up that people were talking about it, and so we went and he goes, "Well,
Yeah.
the champion says so. I believe the champion." Cullen's a good guy.
Yep.
We don't.
Cullen's all right.
We stand by Cullen, especially because he's a huge part of the next game. So
Yeah.
we like Cullen. Yeah, it's it's kind of a funny little quest.
It's such a weird quest because Aveline is so upset. Even if you agree with her, yeah, you're doing a good job. It's obvious you're doing a good job. She's like, I got to prove it to you, Hawk. And I'm like,
you don't
need
though,
to prove anything. You're
I already
good.
know.
We've gone and done this job before. We're good.
Right?
Take Cullen
Yeah,
on
you
patrol
do
with you. That makes more sense. Have Cullen
Yeah, it's
come
like,
work.
yeah.
I could go to sleep.
Yeah.
You don't need me to say anything. Just go tell Cullen. Have Cullen come with us. That makes sense.
Yeah. I understand. It's but also your husband Donnick. We're going on his patrol again. This worked out for you last time. I'm not sure. Is this some sort of thing you two do? You need to
Oh, and
watch
we're
us-
moving on there. Don't want to think about
Yeah.
that too much.
No,
So I
it's
have
a new path.
I have a new path. It is a really fun little quest. So we finally figure out what's up with Meryl and this mirror. So we go ahead to Meryl's hut in the alienage, and she is a sad girl about her magic mirror not working. And she's like, I know what we need to do. We need to go back up to the haunted mountain where I talked to the demon, the super powerful demon that nobody can kill, and who said, hey, here's how we'll make the magic mirror work. We need to go talk to that demon again. And figure out what's going on. We need to troubleshoot this. And we're like, cool. Yeah, Meryl, let's go. Now, we can tell her, no, this is a terrible, terrible idea. But, like, we're enablers. So, like,
Yeah.
we go with
Hey,
it.
you want to commit some murders? Let's do it.
Yeah. This mirror is definitely worth all of our souls. So we we head back up to the haunted mountain and head into the place the demon lives. And we get up there, and Meryl heads to the little like demon like hole, and she's like, the demon's gone. And we're like, cool. Someone kill the demon? She's like, no one can kill this demon. The reason this demon was put here was like thousands of years ago, like they couldn't kill this demon, so they sealed this demon in this hole on top of this haunted mountain. And now the demon is gone. I don't know what to do. How could this demon be gone? And so we turn around to walk out, and then there's the speaker. The speaker, like Meryl's former mentor, who was like, hey, Meryl, messing with that mirror is a bad idea, and messing with demons and blood magic is a bad idea. And Meryl was like, no, I know best, not you. And the speaker is there, and she is like, hey, that was what happened in the past. So now we're back in the present talking again. So Meryl talks to the speaker, and the speaker's like, yeah, so I fixed it for you. I fixed your problem. And Meryl's like, what do you mean you fixed my problem? She's like, yeah, no, I fixed your problem because you were going to come up here and the demon was going to possess you and you were going to die. And so I fixed that for you. And so the demon's in me. And so now you have to kill me because I can't control this. So all I can do is hold on to the demon. And while it is inside of me, if you kill me, you kill it. And we're like, that's awful. And then she turns into a giant demon. And we have to kill the demon. And so we kill the demon, and she turns back into the speaker. Yes, sweet, saved. And she's like, oh, you saved me. Thank you. And then you go, I thought you said that we had to kill you. And she turns into the demon again. And then you have to kill it again. And then the speaker really is dead. And Meryl is super duper sad. And she is quite distraught, and it's like, I never wanted this. And she goes, I know you didn't, but I got to protect you one last time. And so this is me doing this for you. And it's really actually kind of an amazing little quest, like of just like the speaker was always on her side. It was very much like a parental relationship, and it was really, really neat. And then we leave, and all the elves are there. I'm like, hey, Meryl, where's the speaker? She came up here, and now she's gone. And so you have to talk your way out of that and be like, I take responsibility for Meryl. And if you do that, then you don't have to kill all the elves. But if you don't, you have to kill all the elves. And then you walk down the mountain of the haunted mountain. So that's the end of A New Path.
I killed all the elves, and it felt real bad.
You went full Anakin, you're saying.
No, not I didn't want to. I was just like, so the demon possessed the keeper. We took care of it. We're really sorry. And they're like, we've been dealing with your nonsense for long enough. Time to die. And so everyone just attacks you on sight at that point. And it's like, well, this sucks.
I killed the first time I did this, because I did this twice, because first time I did it, I was like, all right, like, yep, sorry, we killed the speaker. All right, I'll murder this group, and then I'll go down the hill, and there's more people attacking me, and I don't like to do this. I'll reload the save back to when we came out of the cave, and be like, yeah, it's me, my fault. It's my fault. She's dead. I'm responsible. And everybody's like, fine, leave. We're like, bye-bye. We're out. See ya. Let's sneak out the back door.
I snuck out the front door because once you do that, then they let you kind of go and come as you please. Because they're like, oh, well, you're just like an idiot human, and we can't stop that. So,
yeah,
which I think is kind of a funny way they look at life. But yeah, I love this quest. So I think it's one of the better quests in the game. Like, this one and the Isabella one were like, they vague book you for the entire game about what's going on with this quest, and you get like bits and pieces of it, and then when you find out what actually happened, it's super cool. So like at the end of Act 2, you get Isabella like, oh, I stole this thing and started a literal war. And then for the Meryl's, it's like, yeah, I was actually chatting with like an crazy powerful demon, and my mentor is now dead because of choices I made. Very cool storytelling. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Home stretch here, Storm Rage. Talk about best served cold.
Best Served Cold. Hawk receives a notice that we need to look into this rogue group of mages and Templars that are kind of rebelling. It's unclear. It's kind of vague in the nature of our initial meeting. And we go to a meeting where they're all together and they're like, "It's the champion, kill them!" Which I think is weird because we later learn on that they should probably just be siding with us, and I don't know why they are so against us in particular. It's a weird vibe. They attack us, we kill them because we're the champion, we kill people that attack us, and then a note drops that's like, "Hey, secret meeting here, don't get followed." So we go to the secret meeting, and then at the secret meeting, there's a Templar that I saved. I don't know if you guys did. Kieran, who is like, "Hey, it's the champion. They saved me. They're pretty cool. I'm not going to fight the champion." And the other guys are like, no, champion needs to die." And you're like, "Why?" And they're like, "'Cause." So then they fight us, and we kill them. And then Kieran is like, "Hey, your sister or brother is kidnapped, and they're at the Wounded Coast. Go check them out." Matt?
Oh, do we meet the blood mage lady yet or not yet? When you get to the
Not
blood mage,
yet.
When you do,
Blood
let me
Mage
know.
Lady is at the Wounded Coast.
Yes, so let me know. Oh, sorry. I'll put my interjection there.
Fantastic. We eventually head out to the Wounded Coast, which is where their main base is, and we run into Samson, who knows us because apparently we helped him, or didn't, I don't remember, and his name and face, like many of the names and faces of small NPCs at Dragon Age, just blur, because unless they're an elf, they're all just like the same human form, and that it's difficult to remember them.
You're saying all humans look alike?
I am, in this particular case. Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They warn us that there's a coalition that is rising up against Meredith, and at this point I was like, "Oh, cool. I'd like that. That sounds like a great plan." And then we run into the coalition, and it's being run by our friend Thrask, who is a Templar who has saved mages before because he doesn't believe that we should always just kill mages on sight. And I was like, sweet, coalition against Meredith, best friend Thrask. Oh, another person we've saved, another person we've saved, another person we've saved are all in this coalition. This sounds like a great, wonderful time. Our sibling's unconscious though. That's not great, but we'll talk this through and it'll be fine. And
Wait.
yes.
Some of us don't have a sibling, and so what happens to some of us is you go to try to pick Fenris, and you're like, "Why can't I pick Fenris? Why is his character grayed out? We just became besties. I could not figure it out for like an hour why I couldn't pick Fenris." And it turned out they kidnapped Fenris. And I was like, I don't believe that, but okay.
Very good.
I mean, he's just hanging out in his estate, not cleaning it. And,
I know, right? The thing must stink in there. It's like been a body there the whole time. It's really weird.
So all of our former friends that we've helped save at one point or another are hanging out. Our sister, brother, or Fenris are unconscious near them, and we're like, "Hey, can we have them back? We can help you out. Just like don't kill the person that we care about a lot, and we'll be fine." And Grace, who's an apostate that we very specifically saved earlier, is like, "No, you have to die." And you're like, "Why?" And she's like, "I don't need to give a good reason. You just have to die." And it's like, okay. And then Thrask is like, "Hey, they're really cool. They helped save your life, remember?" She's like, "Yeah, but I didn't want to be saved." And you're like, okay.
And she's mad because we killed someone that she knew. Like, she had an evil blood mage friend, right? And we killed him.
Yeah. And fine.
I got this lady confused with the lady in the blood mage cult that we killed in Act 1 too. I was like, why is she back? So I was like, because like you said, all humans look the same.
Yeah.
Same, and literally, like, it's like, oh, this my other mage that we saw like 6 years ago. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so mage that we saved at one point is like, "Actually, I'm going to kill everybody." So she kills Thrask. She orders her coalition that is doing the exact thing we probably want to do to kill us and to kill our sister. So we fight them. And the Templars come in at the end and they're like, good job killing mages and Templars who didn't want to kill mages. And you're like, this feels bad. And they're like, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to kill all of them? Would you like us to be a little bit merciful? Or would you like us to reinstate Samson? And I, at this point, thought Samson was Thrask. And I was like, well, Thrask is the coolest Templar that we found. Do that. And then Samson came up and I was like, who are you? I was like, oh, wait, I just saw you 10 minutes ago. I still don't know who you are, but I guess congrats on being a Templar again.
Samson was the lyrium smuggler in Act 1.
Yeah, bad dude.
Yeah, not a great guy, but still.
Is that the one that we frame by writing weird notes a lot?
No, that's a different one.
I think
That's a different lyrium smuggler that's also a Templar?
Yeah, that one actually
he's a
wasn't
former-
smuggling lyrium. We just pretended that they were smuggling lyrium. Samson was
Right.
actually smuggling lyrium.
Actually smuggling lyrium.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All humans look the same anyway, so.
God, they do. Give us a variety of figures and colors. They're all dressed the exact same.
What's fun
They're all
is if
white
you
dudes.
don't give him the job of like being in charge of the apostates, he runs to Meredith and is like, I knew all mages were evil all along. I was never on your side. Like, I don't know, dude. You kind of stink.
And then if you get the quest from Orsino, he's like, wow, I feel bad. I probably shouldn't have sent you on that quest. And it's like, yeah. Why did any of this happen? This
Yeah.
feels like if I'm on the side of the Templars, absolutely, this quest makes 100% sense to me. If I'm on the side of the mages, this quest makes no sense for A, why anybody fights me, and B, why I fight them back.
You know, in a revolution, there are different fighting factions that just can't unite together. That's what it really is.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it really
Just
is.
watch any.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Matt. Sorry.
It's very much like, okay, we have, like, everybody wants to really get rid of Meredith because Meredith is not the greatest person in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like the goal is get rid of Meredith and we'll figure it out from there. No, this person's just like, no, I wanted to do it my way and let's just murder everyone. That's just, and they just starts right there because why not?
If we murder everyone, then Meredith is gone.
Exactly.
So.
Includes everyone. So.
I mean, I guess it's historically accurate. It's kind of what happened to China in the 40s, right? When you had like 10 different revolutions going on at the same time. So I guess that's what we have going on here.
Yeah, whichever revolutionaries kill each other and ends up on top usually is the one running the state. Yes.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, what's going on here now. So, but yeah, it does really set up for like this final quest here, the end of the game, which is just, it's quite the adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this act a lot, and I actually really love where it ended up, but there are a few hiccups where it feels like if I am really going all in on this route of, like, I want to be a mage protector, I don't really have a choice. I still have to basically do all the things that the Templars are going to do, so it feels like no matter what route I take, I end up at the same position, and this is one of those. The final quest is another one that I'm like, come on, give me a little bit something else.
I mean, they set it up where it's like Orsino's like, hey, I want to get rid of Meredith too, and there's these group of people handing out at this, there's some secret meeting. We need to figure it out so that we can maybe convince them to get rid of Meredith as well.
Yeah.
And then it like just goes south.
And it's
Completely
just a
south.
straight up murder of the attempted murder of the champion.
Yeah. So that's what it felt like to me. So.
Yep. So we talk to Orsino, and Orsino's the guy in charge of the mages, and he's like, hey, that didn't go as planned. Oops. You should go home, and I'll let you know if anything comes up. And so you go home, and there's a letter waiting for you there, and it's Orsino. He's like, this is the last straw. I can't take any more of this. And that's the name of the quest, actually. We are going to go to the Grand Cleric, and we're going to demand justice. So we rush off, and we catch up with Meredith and Orsino, and they're just like super mad at each other and kind of like, you're awful. And it's like, no, you're awful. You're a bad person. No, you're a bad person. You're trying to do everyone's a blood mage. We're not all blood mages. You can't blame all of us for like a few bad apples. And she's like, yeah, I can. And so they're fighting, and like, well, it's time to go talk to the Grand Cleric and once and for all, just figure out like what's going to happen. One of us is right, and Mom is going to tell us. And then Stormrage, tell us what happens.
Well, it turns out last week when I was like, that really weird out of place dialogue that made no sense at all and just did not feel like it was good writing for that purpose and time of balm. Hey, balm? Hey, Anders, what a balm you might need. Turns out there was a bomb, and he blew up the chantry, and I called it, and that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Last week kind of ruined the whole 2 months for me because like this was the big like a reveal. I wanted to play this game to see what you guys thought about this. And Storm Ranger's like, huh, I bet you he planted a bomb, and I'm like, man, you suck.
To be fair, when it did go off, I was like, oh, Storm Rage called it.
It's still a really cool scene though when it does go off
cool.
because the entire chantry goes kaboom, and everyone's like, oh, what? And then like Anders just like walks out and is like, I just blew up the chantry, and like I don't know what he thought we were gonna do, but like no one was enthused.
I actually, Anders talks about his reasonings for this, and it's like, you know, there can be no peace with the, like, basically he just wants to start.
It's terrorism 101, right? It's basically
100%. It's straight up. It's straight up. I want to, you know, I want to create a new world and just destroy everything.
Yeah.
From this previous world.
And so he basically like, I don't think there's any way out with this current order. So I'm going to force everybody's hand by doing this terrible act of violence and killing innocent people because of my worldview. And you're like, wow, Anders, that's not really great. I don't love that for you. And you can kind of talk to him and he's like, this wasn't justice doing this. Justice and I are the same person now. This was my decision. And so then here we get the chance. We can talk to our friends and see what our friends think. If you mention that you were like there talking to the Grand Cleric and distracting her, Sebastian gets real unhappy with you. And it's like, what do you mean you were there? Did you know what he was doing? And like, no. Figured he was like stealing stuff. We do that kind of stuff all the time. It's kind of our thing. We're bad people.
Yeah.
And so we can kind of go around and chat about stuff. And Meryl's like, I don't know, keep him alive. Let him come along with us. And everybody else is like, I don't think it's a very good idea. So we are given the choice of either executing Anders or letting him go. I'm curious what you guys decided to do. Matt?
I made him live, and I told him, hey, if you were letting me in on the gig, I would have done it with you.
Whoa.
You're going to live. You're going to deal with what you created, and then we'll deal with it afterwards. So that's what I said.
It's kind of dark, Matt.
Right.
Did you punch a reporter after that?
There should have been one right by there. And
Call back to Mass Effect 2 right there.
Yeah.
I killed Anders, and my reasoning, I put a lot of thought into this. That is not necessary because I don't know how much this actually matters in the long run. But I agreed with Anders' like frustration for the relationship that the mages had with the Templars and with the Chantry. And his goal of freedom, I think, was a good one. But if he had blown up the Templars, I might have let it slide. But he blew up the Chantry, which did not help him, but also explicitly did not support the Templars, and also murdered a bunch of innocent people that were in there. And I was like, you can't live after that. If anybody else did the thing that you did, we would be sent on a quest to go kill that person. I can't let you live. And also, I think if you die, two things happen. One, you now get to live as a martyr, good for you, and so mages can kind of live up to that ideal of freedom. And also, people that are living in the city will then be like, well, at least the person that was held responsible died, so that way I don't have to keep looking over my shoulder for the slightest possible thing.
Yeah, I also executed Anders, and I put a lot of thought into it as well. And I think what really, for me, was kind of the nail in the coffin was like he knew exactly what he was doing. This was purposeful. He wanted innocents to die, and that was the goal, right? This wasn't like trying to take a shot at the Templars. This was trying to like kill innocents.
He was upending Yeah,
in order
he's
to
upending the whole
start
system.
a war, which many more innocents were going to die, and that was the intended goal. And he actually goes, "I know what you have. I know you have to kill me." And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And it's just like, and so what he did was reprehensible. It was obviously terrible. It was an act of terrorism, right? So it was quite awful. And so yeah, I also knifed him in the back, and really great work on the character model in that scene, I must say. Like, the look on Anders's face was pretty great, because there was, I mean, maybe it was my imagination, which is just fine. That's a fun part of video games as well. There was kind of a look of shock of like, I can't believe you actually did that. Like, I said I knew that you have to do this, but like in my mind, I never thought you really would. We were friends.
Yeah.
It was a really cool moment, I thought. It was obviously like, a game, so not real. Very important.
Yeah.
This is not real. But like a really cool decision and moment and crazy part of the franchise, right? This was wasn't like Darkspawn doing this. This was
This is
a
us.
member of the intelligent races doing this terrible thing. A really cool moment of the game in the world.
I think, not to exaggerate too much, but I think this moment is one of my favorite moments that we have had playing games since we started Squelch.
Oh yeah.
Like, I just think that the fact that they really didn't pull their punches either in what Anders did or how we can react to Anders. I
Yes.
think that like that storytelling choice was so clean, so interesting, and well designed that I was like very pulled in at this moment.
Oh, it was one of the big reasons I wanted to play the Dragon Age games, was this actual scene. Cause like a lot of Dragon Age 2 like slips away. Like, you kind of forget this or that and the other thing. There's like but the major story beats in this game are like really huge, and they hit really well. Like the end of Act 1, the end of Act 2, and then this part of Act 3 are huge. I feel like they really they make the game bigger than it actually is in a really cool way. And so yeah, I love this part of the game, and it was awesome. I don't remember where I did my first playthrough. I don't think I killed him. And this time I was like, I was like that. I felt like I kind of had to do it, because I was like, if anybody else, we wouldn't hesitate.
See, the thing that sold this, like, I think it was Meryl who had a line, was like, he needs to pay for what he's done, and the best
She
thing that
does,
he can
yep.
do that is to try to like end this war here and now.
What's really cool about Meryl being the one who is like, we don't have to, like, we shouldn't forgive him, but we should let him like atone for his sins.
Yes.
Is that with you take Meryl and Anders around town at all, like, Anders has like zero forgiveness for Meryl and her choices. Like, all he does is like pile on Meryl for like the choices that she made with the mirror and the demon. And then like in this moment, Meryl still has like a place in her heart to see him as a human still, which he kind of never has seen her as. And I think that's a really cool moment for Meryl as well. And watch, one of my favorite characters in the game, because that's very cool. Really nice call, Matt. I like that a lot. So yeah, anything else before we move on to the last few fights? Yeah, so that happens, and we have to kind of basically we have a same thing of Act 3 that we had in Act 2, which we have to basically fight our way through the city to get to a different part of the city. So we fight through the city. We are trying to get to the gallows the same way we wanted to get to the Viscount's Keep in Act 2. So we have lots of fights, including a Storm Rage special, which is just a little mini boss that is 1,000% harder than the final boss fight. The Blood Mage with the demon, that fight was impossible, because you had to get that mage down fast enough so you could actually get around to that demon and its crazy ads and its crazy AoE attack. Maybe on normal mode it wasn't that hard. On hard mode, it was crazy difficult, because you had a blood mage popping around with a whole bunch of like demons, and then also like one of like the boss demons like doing his like one of those blood AoEs that you just don't ever see, and then all of a sudden your entire party is dead because you didn't see the AoE behind you, and it like wiped your party in 3 seconds. That one, I fought, it was like 10 times to get through that one. It was so hard. Yeah, Matt.
Who did you have available like after the Anders scene? Because like at this point, doesn't like party members leave if they're not, or is that later?
That's later where party members start
Okay.
leaving.
Right.
Right? I didn't have any
'Cause
party
I had-
members leave, so
Because I had what's it, Sebastian leave, and I had Fenris leave at one point.
Yes, I had Fenris leave after the Anders conversation.
Right, same. And I also had Sebastian leave at the same time because I didn't kill Anders.
nice. So here are I thought that happened later. I didn't have any companions leave. So you're right. It does happen after the Anders. So I have that pulled up here. So Meryl will leave. In most cases, Meryl will immediately agree to help Hawk, who's side with the Templars. If she sides with if she sides with the mages, Meryl always stays. If you side with the Templar, there's a chance Meryl will leave unless Anders is 100% rival and you did not complete her Act 3 quest. If you didn't do those two things, then she'll leave. Otherwise, she'll stay if you side with the Templars. So Bethany has a chance to leave depending on like if you like side with the Templars and you have to like you run into Bethany later on in the fight. Fenris, if he's 100% friend or rival and his Act 3 question belief quest was completed, he will agree to help if you side with the mages. Otherwise, there's a chance that Fenris can leave. So if you didn't like friend him or rival him and then complete his question beliefs quest, then depending on the choices you make, if you side with the mages, he might leave. There's also a chance that Aveline will leave if you side with the mages. But if you like complete her Act 2 quests and her Act 3 quests, she will stay. Or if she's a rival, she'll stay. Carver for the opposite reasons of Bethany. Sebastian will leave, and if Anders is initially spared, Sebastian will leave the party, vowing to return to Starkhaven and gather an army to attack Kirkwall and hunt him down. He will not even return if he's had the Templars. So if you spare Anders, Sebastian will leave, which I understand. They were like besties. They hung out all the time together, so I understand.
He could have been in the church.
And then Isabella might leave if you side with the Templars, but there's a way that you can like joke your way to keeping her around. So, and then Bethany and Carver, if they're Grey Wardens, they will always side with you in the gallows. So that is how that works. So there is a chance that you have a bunch of party members leave, but as long as you've been like friends with them and completing their quests, they will basically stay with you. So yeah. So Matt, you said you lost Sebastian and Fenris.
Fenris temporarily.
Oh, okay. Did you lose anyone, Storm Rage?
I lost Fenris temporarily as well.
Okay, cool. All right. So we kill Anders. We have to fight our way through. We have the terrible boss fights. We get to the gallows, and we have like another big group chat with all of our friends, and there are some final like mages there that we can kind of chat with, including that mage that we told to go back. And he's like, "Why did you tell me to come back? This is awful. I could be like at the bar. What are you doing?" So we have one more chat with our friends. And is this where Fenris came back then for you guys?
No, it was just before the final battle.
Oh, he came back with like all your other buddies from the game?
Like before,
Okay.
like because yeah.
Cool. So we get to the gallows, and we're there, and the Templars are breaking in, and First Enchanter Orsino is like, "I am here to prove that mages are good and not evil. I'm going to do that by talking about how I was good friends with that necromancer who killed your mom and turned myself into a monster." And then he does that, and we have to kill him. I was like, wow, that was an overreaction. I feel like...
Yeah, I like a lot of this ending. This moment here really frustrated me.
It was
Because, again, if I had sided with the Templars, this reaction would make sense, right? Like, I am coming to the gates. They're hopeless. But we just wrapped up killing basically all the Templars in the area. things are relatively safe. And then he's like, no, I don't care if you can help me. I must kill you. And it's like, why? Why did this come out here and now? Why not wait until Knight Commander Meredith is here and then unleash this beast? And then it's like, okay, well, now these two terrible things are fighting each other. But it came at a weird time. It came with weird reasoning. I just hated this beat a lot.
Yeah, how much of a better fight would that have been if instead of like the final fight, like there's a bunch of ads in that fight in different like phases. What if instead of that, it was like a 3-way fight between Knight Commander Meredith, Harvester Orsino, and then you and your friends? That's much cooler.
Cool.
That's much cooler.
Yeah.
But so like the idea is that the Templars are at the gates and we're all gonna die, and so he's like, I'll protect you by turning into a monster, and then he turns into the monster, a Harvester from Dragon Age Awakening, or not Awakening, from one of the other DLCs of Origins, turns into a Harvester, and we have to kill him because like you do, because he's attacking us. So we're like, oh, so maybe I was wrong all along, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to know since you're all awful and I'm kind of awful. So we fight that. We take care of Orsino. He dies. And then we head out, and the Knight Commander Meredith is there, and she's super mad. And she's like, okay, collect the champion and execute her. And Colin's like, whoa. Pretty sure we were going to arrest Hawk. And she's like, nope. We're gonna execute her. And he's like, no. And she's like, yeah. And then she pulls out her sword, and it is a sword made of red lyrium. And she goes bananas insane and starts to attack us, and then causes the giant statues in like the square to start attacking us as well through the power of red lyrium.
That was weird. It's a little weird.
I liked it. It was weird, but it was unexpected at the very least. And I was like, oh, this is super fun. And I think logically, this one tracks much better for me than Orsino does. Because Knight Commander Meredith is basically like, you're all blood mages. Everybody's a blood mage. And they're just hiding in front of me. I have to clean you all. And it's to me like, oh, yeah, if you're so focused on hunting this specific thing, you will begin to see this thing everywhere. So, and you add in the lyrium so that way you can better kill them, but then it's going to drive you insane. I loved this fight. I loved watching how Knight Commander Meredith just absolutely cliff dove off with her mental abilities here, and really, really solid. I like this a lot.
I liked it as well, but now I'm sad that we didn't have a 3-way fight with Orsino, because like he could have turned into the monster then, and that would have made like narrative sense. So we have to fight Knight Commander Meredith, and we have all of our pals that we made along the way are also helping us, which is a lot of fun.
Except for Carver.
Did Carver not join in the fight?
No. Carver was like, no, I'm going to stick with Mommy over here. Mommy Meredith
stinks.
over here. He's a jerk.
So all of our friends along the way. It's not a super easy fight either. It's not like a supremely difficult fight. I did it in one go. But yeah, it was a fun little fight. The statues were like a fun little ad, especially because the statues, they're these giant statues like around the whole city. So them coming to life was very neat. And then
I like the ones that were like the big heads, and then you destroy them and they fall apart and they come back as like spiders.
Yeah,
spider statues. I like those. Those are great.
There is an ability that you can have if you're a if you're a sword and shield warrior, or if Aveline, there is a certain ability that you can have that makes it so you can't be stunned. And in the final phase of this fight, Knight Commander Meredith stuns the entire area and like monologues at everyone, but because Aveline can't be stunned, she keeps on attacking during this giant long monologue. And they said they fixed the bug, but they never fixed the bug. So like I had like a quarter of her health left when she started to do this big monologue. And like, it's a long monologue. And so like everyone is stunned and going on, and then I look over and Aveline's like still swinging away at her. I'm like, what's going on there?
Go, Aveline, go.
So she's just like hacking away at Knight Commander Meredith, and then like then we all get unstunned, and I'm like, I throw like a couple attacks at her, and then she dies. I was like, thanks, Aveline. Nice work. You took care of the Knight
MVP.
Commander. So that ends. So that's the final fight, and then Hawk literally disappears because, you know, she got into some stuff there at the end. The mages are revolting across the region that we know of, and that's the end of the game. Did I miss anything?
Civil War starts.
What'd you guys think
I
of
don't
the
think
end?
so.
No,
Good.
I enjoyed it tremendously. It was
Yeah.
very good.
It was a fun, satisfying ending, I thought. Naga sandwich time?
Yeah.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Matt, what's our first good?
Munch,
first good.
munch, munch.
We're going quite long here, trying to keep it a little brief because we have a lot left.
Right. So I'll just jump right in there. The companion quest just made up for last week. This was so much better a week than last week, and just the companion quests were just better. I kind of wish we did these companion quests better last week instead of the ones we did last week.
You had to
In
finish
addition
last
to the
week's
ones
to
we-
do this week's, though, so it didn't.
I know, but we should have done. I know, but like we should just done like the last two chapters and then call it a day. I'm just saying.
What's our
not
not
so
so good Storm Rage?
Just the kind of the forced nature of forcing yourself to go against this coalition that are against the Templars, even though that's exactly what I wanted to do. And then also we had to fight first Enchanto Orsino because he just goes kind of mad for no reason against us, the person that's been helping him the whole time. It's a little forced, and I think the weakest section of Act 3. What's the best good?
The Anders Choice TM. That's just one of my favorite things in video games that I've played. Like, it's a top fiver, I think. And so, yeah, I think that is a highlight of the series indeed.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions.
3, that's a magic number.
Matt, what did you like about this game?
Basically, the ending, the choices. There's no good choices. There's nothing right. There's nothing wrong. It's just a bad situation for everything, and I loved it. You basically, you just start a war between the Templars and the mages throughout the entire Ferelden or whatever world we're in. Apparently,
Free marches?
the Free Marshes.
But
Is
but
free,
it does like
is it
go
just
off
is it
into
does
everything.
does it go off to Ferelden as well? I thought it went off to Ferelden.
We'll find out next
I thought
week
so.
when we play Dragon Age
Oh.
Inquisition.
All right, sweet. So that's what I liked so far. Storm Rage, what are you liking so far?
I liked how they showed the number of mages that can kind of go crazy. I didn't like this specifically for First Enchanto Orsino, but there's a lot of other smaller moments where mages are like, I have to do this. I'm going to go into the Blood Mage, and it's going to be dangerous and scary. And I was like, well, at least they're showing the danger of these things, I think, for the first real time since they've talked about how terrible and scary Blood Mages are. Sheep, what are you liking about this game that you've been able to talk about so much for the last several weeks?
I'm liking that we finished this game so that I can play the game that we're playing next. Fingers crossed.
Oh,
Dano, what are you liking so far?
I like, same as Matt, actually. So I like the ending of everyone sucks and you were wrong no matter what you did was pretty fun. I thought it was like, this is a terrible situation and no one is handling it well. And in fact, everyone's handling it in the worst possible way. It seems very real to me. It seems very real.
Especially the setup, like where it's like Meredith and Orsino are just like bickering like children, and they're going to go talk to mommy, and then mommy blows up.
It's literally what happened. But they've been begging for
Yeah.
mommy to step in for 5 years now.
But you know, she would have been like, "You need to work it out between the two of you."
That's probably the show title right there.
I got a better one up top.
Matt, what did you struggle with?
Carver's a moron. Just a complete idiot. I tried really hard. Like, I saved his butt. And I'm like, are you okay? You know, after, like, in that whole mage camp with everybody. Sorry, Siri, I'm not talking to you. So I just tried my best. And he's still like, no, I'm going to stick with Mommy Meredith over here. Even Fenris, who hates mages, was like, yeah, you're cool. I'm going to hang out with you after missionally leaving me. Which, come on. If Carver can't figure that out, come on, man.
I do like that one of our siblings just absolutely stinks. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Right? What are you struggling with, Storm Rage?
The illusion of choice of, like, we built this up so much of, like, you can either choose Templars or mages, and at the end of the day, you just kill both, and it doesn't matter the other choices that you made, was kind of a bummer. And then I think something bugged happened, because in the final fight, I think there's supposed to be, like, people outside of your party that come and join you, and I didn't have anybody except for my party. I had a few members that were not of the 3 that I chose, but there was nobody outside of, like, the Hawk crew that joined the party, and I was like, kind of a bummer. I'd really hoped that there'd be a special guest star of, like, Colin or Donick or someone that I haven't seen fight before.
Or Felicia Day.
Yeah.
Felicia Day doesn't show up, but Colin and Donick should have shown up. For me, they were off on the side, like fighting the statues, and so they weren't really noticeable. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, maybe I just missed them. Matt?
Dan, you forgot the most important thing in the recap, Dan.
Oh.
What's his name shows up right before the final boss.
Oh, what's his name? My bad.
Sandal. Sandal shows up just before the
There
final
is a
boss
Sandal moment, you're right, where Sandal's in another room with a full bunch of dead bodies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really could have used some potions. I went into the final thing with like low on potions. Not like regular health potions, but like on the special ones. And I was like, I have like 400 gold that I could like dump if someone would just let me buy some rejuvenation potions. But nope, couldn't do that. So that was a bummer.
Alas. Sheep, what are you struggling with?
Yeah, honestly, I struggled quite a bit with keeping up with the game, watching Let's Plays. Like a lot of it would just kind of run together in my mind. So it worked, but it was not the same as kind of playing it hands-on. What can you do? What about you, Dana? What are you struggling with?
Hi, my name is Storm Rage, and I ruined the end of the game.
It's not my fault that they wrote it so obviously that anybody being like, because even the tone of voice was weird. She enunciated it in such a weird way. It was like, I am the Grand Cleric, and I just want you to know that of the many things in life, that there's a balm in that might solve all of those things. Balm? Did you get it? Balm?
What surprised you,
I guess
Matt?
they really bombed that. What surprised me? Storm
Rage.
That the MacGuffin about the rune that we find everywhere, the red lyrium rune, like it just passed around the entire story, never gets resolved. It's not really elaborated. It's just like, oh, by the way, this red thing just makes people crazy. We're never going to investigate that.
It doesn't get resolved, you say?
Oh. Okay.
You're saying it doesn't get resolved.
It doesn't get resolved in this game, I'm guessing is what happens. Oh.
Can you imagine if Dano's just setting this up so that way we forget about it and then it never comes back?
Yep.
I'd believe it.
I guess I know what Veilguard's about. No.
I don't even know what Veilguard's about.
Yeah, I know.
I have zero idea.
Storm Rage, what surprised you?
Two things surprised me. I'm going to be very quick and do a positive negative. Negative, I don't understand the reason why they took away our sibling in Act 1. I kept waiting for it to narratively come back in an interesting way, and it just kind of doesn't.
No.
It's a plot line that's just like, and they're gone, or they're in the Grey Wardens, or they're in the Chantry, and you just don't see them. And then when you do see them, there's not like a good reunion. There's not oh, I'm so glad I see you. It's just like, well, you can use them a little bit here. And that kind of feels bad, and I don't like the choice unless there's a payoff at some point.
I mean, like, yeah, Carver just being an absolute dink is just like
I'm fine killing Carver. I just want to play more with Bethany.
Yeah, the Carver just being an absolute dink. There's a through line through the entire game. So
I do think my accidental choice of Bethany dying in the Deep Roads was probably the best choice, but only because Storm Rage is right. The payoff is poor. Like, the idea of loss either in the Deep Roads to the Grey Wardens or to the Chantry is interesting. And I like that. I like that how it was done in Act 1. I think it was done poorly in Act 2 and Act 3. For the exact where Storm Rage said, like the idea was there, and it's like they ran out of time with how to pay it off. And so it just was kind of like, oh, and they're back and they'll fight with you if you want. Which I think is a poor payoff. So, but I like the idea of it, and I think my choice of having Bethany die was the best one in the end. It was accidental,
especially with Fenris being like the sacrificial lamb and like that.
Why wasn't it Varric?
No, because he was too busy telling the story.
It still could have been Varric.
Could have been Varric. It should have been Varric.
It should, or Meryl. Why not the love interest?
I would have expected love interest.
Yeah. So like either like Varric, who is like Hawk's supposed best friend, or just pick so like if there's a love interest, have it be the love interest, and if there's not, have it be Varric. That makes a lot more sense than Fenris. I didn't like
honestly
Fenris only during his quests, and I'd go and chat with him. Like that's the only time we interacted. So
honestly, if it was Isabella, I'd just let her die.
Well, we know that. The positive is that it's really, really fun. The last couple fights, you get to fight with basically your entire team, and you don't have to worry about their health bars, which is also great. And just seeing all 8 of your companions just balling out is an absolute delight. Sheep, what surprised you about the game?
Honestly, how there were multiple paths to breaking it and not being able to like pick back up. Like I couldn't play any of the DLCs from the very beginning. And then I couldn't play anything after Dano and I tried to fix stuff like either. So it was a lot of different ways to mess up playing the game that you bought money for. And that was surprising, man.
We fixed it. I mean, we fixed it. We fixed the game, and then it broke a second way. Like
multiple ways.
We fixed the first one. We did it. We fixed the first one, and it worked. And then it broke a second way we couldn't fix.
Which was, in fact, surprising. So, what surprised you about the game, Dano?
The look on Anders' face at the end, I thought was far better than I would have expected from a game when it was released at this time. So, like, the graphics are good. I think the graphics are very good. I actually prefer the graphics of this and Dragon Age Inquisition to some of the more modern games, which is almost too real to be fun. But like what they did with what they had, I thought was very, very well done. So I thought the look on Anders' face when you literally knifed him in the back for what he did was great. It was great.
Let's get salty!
Sorry. Sheep, I would like you to read this first bit of salt here.
You sure you don't want me to read this first one?
I don't want
you to read
the
second one, or maybe the third?
No, none of those, actually. Weird. So surprising.
So this first bit of salt comes from the Steam review from Kunera Clock. Who recommended it? Dragon Age 2, where you play as Hawk, the unluckiest landlord in Kirkwall, a city that's basically medieval Florida, but with blood magic and fewer regulations. Get ready to re-explore the same cave 50 times, befriend people who will eventually stab you, and try to make your sibling alive, or try to keep your sibling alive. You won't. The combat's flashier, and the sarcasm dialed up to 11. By the end, you'll have accidentally started a revolution, annoyed half the city, and seriously questioned why you ever left Ferelden.
All accurate. Matt, could you please take Locke's review?
Yeah.
Yes, Locke's review, 60 and a half hours on record. Recommended. People who like Anders after beating this game are categorically stupid, and their opinion is objectively wrong. Yes, I wrote this review specifically to say that. Bite me.
I'll go ahead.
I mean, I don't have
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like Anders. I still kept him alive because I needed the extra party member.
Everyone else left.
I know. Why does everybody hate me?
I got Sleepless Doll 35's review. 61.8 hours on record. Dragon Age 2 Bisexual Boogaloo is the most melodramatic of the Dragon Age series and is wilding in almost every way. I love it and have loved it for many years and will continue to do so for the rest of my days. Buy it, love it, live vicariously through the drama so the rest of your life can know peace. Stormrage, can you please take this last one and please note the number of hours on record and know that there were a lot more added on top of this one.
So this is recommended by someone who has 132.5 hours on record.
Before the game broke and they start playing it on the EA servers. Sorry, go on.
And who's to say who this person is? I am, it's Dano. Here is Dano's review of the game. People keep saying that Kirkwall is rigged, and that the Chantry screwed them over. Turns out there might be some merit to it. I hate conspiracy theories a lot, but Grandmother Elthina has a patent describing how doing sitting on their hands will increase revenue. A rabbit hole worth exploring?
A rabbit hole worth exploring?
God.
She's exploring something now. It's probably the inside of that bomb.
Balm. Next week we're heading to the Brazilian forest.
Game review. Don't.
How we miss it? Game review. I had the thing on the wrong spot. Oops. Game reviews.
Game reviews. Game reviews.
God, we have so much left. Sheep, I'm going to start with you. Sheep, go ahead and get us started on your review of this game.
Mine is shorter. So as long as you can play it, Dragon Age 2 looks like it's incredible. I could not, and that sucks, but it looks kickin' rad, and talking about it with my friends was fun.
I'm just going to go up here. Matt, what did you...
I really love...
Yeah.
I love the smaller scope, like where you focus on a single city. That's like it's like the main focus of the game, and I loved it. Instead of like going this big epic journey and going to a city and then leaving it, you stay in the city. You figure the stuff you've done causes problems and fixes things in the city. It's great. I love it. So you're responsible for that city. The events that lead up to the ending. I really wish we got to know Knight Commander Meredith a lot sooner than Act 2, late Act 2, early Act 3, all of Act 3. Felt like those are really missed opportunity. Like, I think the whole interplay between the mages and the Templars would have been a lot more interesting if we were dealing with Orsino and Meredith a lot sooner. That's just me.
Yep.
What really makes the game for me was the companion stories. The companion stories are great. I love all the companions except for the ones I didn't interact with. I'm sorry. Maybe next time I play, I'll work on what's her name, the rogue lady. You can be friends, you can be rivals, and the rival system still works. The things that bother me though, there are a lot of things unexplained, like the red lyrium thing. I guess we'll talk about it in the next game. Meryl's mirror that never gets fixed. What's the deal with that?
Oh man, if only. Oh boy, isn't that interesting? What a crazy.
Yeah.
What a thread that was left hanging there. Oh, if only.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm an idiot and maybe I'm not paying attention. Either way, I just feel like this game is immediately replayable. Like I would love to do a gameplay where I'm on the side of the Templars and I'm like just mean to Anders the entire time now.
Because they were.
I want to try that. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to like eventually playing this game like down the line again and doing the opposite.
Very cool. Stormrage.
Dragon Age 2 is an absolutely masterclass of a game. If only it was given more time, if only it was patched, if only they'd had a little bit more resources, if only, then I think this would be in the realm of the true all-time greats. The team had a great vision and I think executed on it well. The combat is incredible with some rare difficulty spike exceptions and helps tell the story. Your companions are great and the choices you get to have to make, you get to and have to make are truly fulfilling. Its faults are a bit on the obvious side, but that doesn't detract from the greatness. Play this game your way. Follow the fun and you'll have a lot of it. Dragon Age 2 is a really wonderful game.
That was really good, Storm Rage.
Dano?
Yeah, I love this game, and I honestly think the storytelling is like kind of a bit ahead of its time. It wanted to tell a dark story, and it told a truly dark story, but it told it in such a way that you don't really realize you're playing through a dark story until you get there. I mean, in Dragon Age 2, every person in power is basically either corrupt and willing to sacrifice every bit of their humanity in order to prove they are right, or they are unwilling to step up and take a stand for anything. I think there are leaders on both sides. I think the only leader in this game who really is willing to lead is the Viscount, and the Viscount kind of got what was coming to him because he was willing to take a stand and lead. He was the only one balancing like the power players in the room. And then when he was gone, everyone was more worried about their personal power or was afraid of what would happen if they did step up. I thought that was really interesting. I think the combat was really fun, if a bit inconsistent. Hawke's companions are absolutely amazing and full of character. They're not like paragons of justice. They are flawed individuals with interesting and flawed stories. And I think Hawke is a
terrorist.
Fantastic protagonist. I think Hawke as a protagonist is really interesting. And like a fun little hero's journey is what you get with Hawke. And I like that quite a bit. Should we head over to our game rankings?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's start with our number 10 game. That's just me and Matt. Matt, what is your 10th favorite game?
Cult of the Lamb.
And mine is, to no surprise, Obra Dinn with a 1.6. I'm going to give my scores from our gaming rubric. I don't think Matt uses it, but I'll give mine.
I do it now. So I give it a 2.3 for Cult of the
Lamb. Our number 9, Storm Rage, start us with your number 9.
My number 9 is Cult of the Lamb, and my final score with that was a 2.0.
Matt, 9th favorite game.
Darkest Dungeon, 2.4.
And mine was Cult of the Lamb with a 2.95. 8th, Storm Rage.
My 8 is Darkest Dungeon, and my score for Darkest Dungeon was 2.8. So a pretty big jump up from Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb was not on my list of games that I very much enjoyed.
Matt, yours.
Obra Dinn, 3.45.
Yeah, and mine is Mass Effect 1 with a 3.1. This is really where we get into all the games we played are good territory.
Yep.
So what's your 7th favorite game we've played, Storm Rage?
Chrono Trigger at a 3.05.
Matt?
Dragon Age Origins at a 3.5.
And mine was Dragon Age Origins with a 3.5.
Oh.
What's number 5, Storm Rage?
It says that its life is strange. Oh, I have a 3-way tie starting at 6. That's why. I was like, I know other things have that. So the next 3 games are all 4.15. I have then ordered them in how I feel. So it is Life is Strange, 4.15.
And then mine is, so I also have a tie at 3.7. So I'm actually going to rank mine. So mine is going to be Chrono Trigger with a 3.7.
Mass Effect, 3.6.
Oh, sorry about that, Matt. 3.6. Mass Effect. Number 4, Storm Rage.
Obra Dinn, 4.15.
Are we at 4? Or we're at 5
4?
now. How do I have a checklist.
We're at
I'm
5.
already lost. We're at 5, right?
2, 3,
Yeah,
4.
sorry.
We're at 5, yeah.
Yeah.
5 was Obra Dinn, who scored a score of 4.15.
Nice.
Got it.
Matt, you're 5th.
Mass Effect 3.
And mine is
At
Chrono Trigger
3.75.
with a 3.7. Oh, sorry, Dragon Age 2 with a 3.7, tied with Dragon Age 2, but I like Dragon Age 2 better. Fourth favorite game, Storm Rage.
Dragon Age 2, 4.15.
Nice. Matt.
Dragon Age 2, 3.8.
Nice. Do you guys want to talk about how you got to how you got there? I'm going to do that when I get.
The only thing I knocked it.
Oh, I forgot to do.
The only thing I knocked it for was the soundtrack. Everything else was A. I gave it a soundtrack a C. The soundtrack wasn't memorable for me.
Okay, nice. Storm Rage. Do you want to talk about how you got there?
Yeah, so playability in 2025, I gave it a C because there's still a lot of bugs, there's still a lot of issues with the game. Sheep obviously couldn't even play the game, so maybe C is even too generous on this regard. Soundtrack, I gave it a B. It's fine. I don't think there was anything that stood out, but there's anything that was terrible. Story, I thought had some really, really high points, but some pretty low points, so I gave it an A. Art and graphics, I thought were pretty solid. I gave it an A, but nothing that like blew me away. And then game mechanics and characters, I both gave as an S tier because I thought that the game mechanics here in particular were really, really strong, and I thought overall characters were just very fun to play, as we had like just this ragtag group of extremely flawed individuals.
I just realized I gave story a B in this game, which was a misclick. Story is 100% an A in this game, so Dragon Age 2 actually goes up. So Chrono Trigger, then Darkest Dungeon for me, and then we're on the fourth favorite games right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, and then for me, my fourth favorite game is Dragon Age 2 with a 3.95. So I gave art and graphics an A. I thought they looked good. I had no complaints about it. Game mechanics, I thought combat was fun. A. Characters, S tier. I love the characters in this game. Playability in 2025, I gave it a C. I thought that was generous. I had to buy the game a second time. Soundtrack, I gave it a B. It was fine, but it wasn't really memorable. And then story, I gave it an A. So for a total of 3.95. So yeah. Into our top three then now. Matt, what's your third favorite game?
Chrono Trigger.
Nice. Storm Rage.
Mass Effect 1.
And mine is Mass Effect 3 with a 4. And now our top two games. Sheep, what's your second favorite game we played?
My second favorite game we've played was Dragon Age 2.
I wonder why.
Generous for it to be in the top two,
Truly.
even considering that you're only ranking 2. That still feels too nice.
Yeah, so I gave A tier to art and graphics, game mechanics, characters, and story. I gave C to soundtrack because I couldn't remember hearing any of the soundtracks in the Let's Play that I was listening to. And then playability was obviously D tier, so that gave me a 3.5 for, like you said, a Storm Rage, a game I couldn't actually play.
Truly, truly generous. Storm Rage, number 2.
Mass Effect 2.
Matt, number 2.
Life is Strange.
Nice. And my number 2 is Mass Effect 2, the 4.6. And then everyone's favorite game. Sheep, what's your favorite game?
Cult of the Lamb, because I played that a long time along with y'all. It was going to be on like an episode, like the last one, and was like, I was ready for it. And then like the lamb was sick, or I can't remember. It was what, a year ago? But yeah, Cult of the Lamb. I played that with y'all.
Storm Rage.
At a 3.6.
3.6. Nice.
Mass Effect 3.
Matt.
Mass Effect 2.
And mine is Life is Strange. Thanks everyone for going on this journey with us. I love this game. I think it seemed like everybody who played it liked it as well, which makes my heart honestly very happy. I was a little bit concerned because like whenever like you love something and you're not really sure if other people love it, it's really kind of terrifying.
Yep. I felt very similarly when we were playing Mass Effect.
Well, like that's like once I was very trepidatious coming into this because I really did not enjoy the ending part of Origins. Like the end of Origins, I just wanted to get through so bad because I was just done with it. I wanted more of this game.
That's
I want more. I want Dragon Age 2 too. Can we have 2 too? Like, what's going on?
If Inquisition is not Dragon Age 2 too. Sorry.
I know. I've already started, and it's not.
I am very excited to play Dragon Age Inquisition, and I don't mean to look too far ahead, but the idea of liking a game and then having other people play it and being terrified what they think of it, that is a legit fear that I think is well grounded for when we play Mass Effect Andromeda, because there are some big faults with that game, and I am worried that you guys are going to be like, this game is the worst. Why would you even recommend it?
I honestly...
I'm so excited.
I was honestly more worried about Dragon Age 2 than I am about Inquisition, because I do think Storm Rage isn't going to like this game very much. Because it is
open world, so it's gotta really hit it out of the park. I've only finished one open world game in my life.
So a bit of especially in the hinterlands, a lot of people really dislike the hinterlands. It's the first area you go to. It's super easy to get bogged down into. But if you really get your headspace into role playing it instead of just playing it as a game, I find it so much more fun. And I actually really love the hinterlands because you get to the hinterlands and it's just this area that is it basically is being destroyed. It's they're refugees and it's this terrible situation, and you get to come in as this stabilizing force. So if you approach it from that angle, I love the hinterlands, but it's super easy to get bogged down and spend a ton of hours in it. And so get in, get the horses, get Blackwall and get out is basically how I would handle it.
I have a list of the top 10 open world games of all time, and I just want to go through them real quick and let you know if I've played them and if I've bounced off of them and how quickly. Super duper fast. Number 10, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Played it, didn't like it. Assassin's Creed, any of them, played them, couldn't play it. Elden Ring, played it, couldn't play it. Ghost of Tsushima, no. Cyberpunk 2077, played it, couldn't finish it. Grand Theft Auto, never gonna play it. Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, played it, couldn't get into it. Red Dead Redemption 2, played it, couldn't get into it. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, played it, couldn't get into it. So I don't know if now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever finished an open world game.
Tears of the Kingdom is so good.
I have played Dragon Age Inquisition. I've put over 400 hours into this game. I think I've beaten it, but I don't know if I have. I'm not entirely certain if I have or not. I know I haven't finished all the DLC. I have not done that. But I think I've beaten Inquisition. I'm sure I have. I have. I'm pretty sure I have. I have. But yeah,
pretty sure.
So, but I've not played any of those games either, Storm Rage. So, and I love this game. So, hopefully that helps. But you have to kind of get your heads. It's not a game so much. You got to role play while you're doing this stuff, and then enjoy it much more. I think that's what I do at least. All right, next week we're heading into the Brazilian forest, which we can't actually. It's not an Inquisition. Everything else is an Inquisition. We start in Redwall for Pete's sakes, but no, we're not going to Brazilian forest. So. Thank you all so much for hanging out for Dragon Age 2. I've loved it. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks to our patrons for patronizing us. You can find links to our Discord and our content information in the description of this podcast.
Dragon Age 2 is a game, and games are supposed to be fun.
Every game is better with friends.
Yeah! Maybe in the next game, dragons will be more relevant to the plot of Dragon Age, baby.
This is the end of this show. Everybody bye!
Yeah, they're not, though.
At the end of Veilguard, we find out that a dragon's age is directly equivalent to I don't know, something else.
Why is it called Dragon Age?
I believe we are in the age of the dragon.
Yeah.
That's just the time period
Yes.
that it's in?
Yes.
What were the other ages?
There is like the Blessed Age.
Jurassic.
There is the Legendary Age. There is, I'm pretty sure. Let me Google it real quick here. Ages of Thetis.
Crustaceans.
I mean, every age just eventually becomes the crustacean age, right? Everybody becomes a crab.
Let's see here.
Everything becomes a crab at the end of the evolutionary line.
Time.
Wise words have never been spoken.
So here we go. Here are the different ages. So the first age was the Divine Age, then the Glory Age, the Towers Age, the Black Age, the Exalted Age, the Steel Age, the Storm Age, the Blessed Age, and the Dragon Age.
So
you know what I'm
here
most
is-
Some Storm Age.
Here's the Here's the FAQ from EA about Dragon Age Origins for some reason. I don't know how this got popped up, but good for it. Why is the game called Dragon Age Origins? The game offers a unique feature called origin stories that shape the way the world sees you and the way you will see the world. Each origin determines the player's motivation, shapes his or her experience, and renders a unique prelude, path, and ending to the game. We also chose Origins because it symbolizes BioWare's return to its roots. Dragon Age is the name given to the time period in which the game takes place. It was named so because at the beginning of the age, dragons reappeared in the world after being thought extinct. The game is not at all about dragons. Though, of course, dragons do play a role in the story. Dragons are rare and dangerous creatures, and their fantastical nature is evocative of what our game is about. Hence the title.
Yeah, so basically, Dragon Age
was so
sounded
it would sell
really
copies.
cool, but dragons are hard to play.
I mean,
into
it
a game.
does. I mean, like like I'm not sure a game called the Black Age would sell that well.
Oh,
I'm just
well,
saying.
yeah, Ancient Age, Divine Age. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
it's a way to make
The
because Dragon
Tower
Age
Age.
sounds cool. That's why
it's the Gator Age.
I think we have gone on
Yeah.
long enough. I don't think we have time for a After Dark this week. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I think that's going to be it for this week, and we will talk about football next week if we still want.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll feel it out.
Yeah, I figure we're at
See how it
an
goes.
hour 51, so I think we.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yep.
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 Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk at you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.